Hi, my name is Dr. Myava Clark, and I support parents and caregivers of neurodivergent children by providing practical tools and resources and emotional support without burnout, while they are helping guide their children toward meaningful friendships where they are celebrated for who they are and not just tolerated. Today, I'm going to spend some time going over my book with you, The Parent and Caregiver's Guide, Overcoming the Odds of Disabilities, Medical Challenges, Mental Health Disorder, and Trauma. So, this book, I have 12 co authors with me, and six of the co authors are parents telling their stories, and six of the co authors are professionals um, answering the same questions as the parents, but providing resources and tools for you. Are you a parent or a caregiver of a neurodivergent child? If so, this book will help you by serving as a guide so you can feel supported, so you can understand that you're not in this journey alone, that there are others of us who have navigated the space and we made it through. Most of us, our children are either grown or teenagers. However, there is one story in here where the child was newly diagnosed with autism and she was 3 years old. So it's the perspective of someone who is just navigating that space. So in the introduction, what I did was I defined the terms so that the reader, as you were going through the book, you would understand what we define the terms as to make sure that you are on the same page as we are reading. And so I'm going to read the introduction to you. Welcome to the Parent and Caregiver's Guide, Overcoming the Odds of Disabilities, Medical Challenges, Mental Health Disorders, and Trauma. This book serves as a steadfast companion for parents and caregivers as they navigate the intricate journey of raising children. In the often intense landscape of child rearing, unexpected difficulties can leave one feeling isolated and overwhelmed. While familial love and support are invaluable, finding someone who truly understands your unique challenges can be inaccessible. This guide aims to bridge that gap, reassuring you that you are not alone in your struggles. Within these pages, you will encounter stories of resilience and triumph from individuals who have faced similar obstacles. Their narratives are lights of hope, directing you towards faith and inner strength. Remember, amidst uncertainty and chaos, hope is the foundation upon which faith is built. And with faith, anything is possible. So cling to hope and persevere with unwavering determination. Disabilities. According to the World Health Organization, disability is an inherent aspect of the human experience, with nearly everyone encountering it at some point, whether temporarily or permanently. It arises from an interaction of individual health conditions and environmental factors, often exacerbated by limited social support. Disabilities make it harder for people to do normal daily activities. They can limit what a person can do physically or mentally. According to Medline Plus, disability is not synonymous with inability. It is not a barrier to learning or leading a full life. With the aid of mobility devices and assistive technology, individuals can navigate daily tasks with greater ease. According to the National Institute of Health, in the United States alone, 1 in 5 people struggle with a disability, whether from birth, illness, injury, or aging. Almost everyone will have a disability at some point in their lives. Medical challenges. Chronic illness pose unique hurdles for children and adolescents, impacting not only their physical health, but also their cognitive, social, and emotional development. Children and adolescents with chronic illness often face more challenges than their healthy peers in navigating adolescence. According to the NIH, the strain of managing these conditions extends to parents and siblings, increasing the risk of mental health issues. These limitations put children and adolescents in higher risk than their healthy peers of developing a mental illness. Children and adolescents with chronic illness experience many forms of stress. The NIH also stated that recognizing signs of depression, anxiety, or adjustment disorders is crucial for early intervention. Moreover, addressing depression alongside chronic illness can significantly improve overall well being. It's vital for individuals of all ages to prioritize mental health, as untreated depression can exacerbate physical ailments. Mental health disorders. The significance of mental health in childhood cannot be overstated. The NIH reported that timely intervention for mental disorders and mitigate long-term repercussions. Fostering a healthy transition into adulthood, whether it's anxiety, attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, or ADHD, depression, or post traumatic stress disorder, PTSD, early diagnosis and treatment are paramount. Distinguishing between normal developmental challenges and concerning behaviors can be frightening, but seeking guidance from healthcare professionals is essential. The NIH reported if there are behavioral signs and symptoms that last weeks or months, and these issues interfere with your child's daily life at home and at school or with friends, you should contact a health professional. Remember, your child's well being is worth every effort. If you are a parent or caregiver and need help starting a conversation with your child or teen about mental health, find resources for families coping with mental and substance use disorders from the Substance Abuse and Mental Health Service Administration. If you are unaware where to go for help, ask your pediatrician or family doctor or visit the National Institute of Mental Health Help for Mental Illness webpage. Trauma. Traumatic experiences can leave lasting marks on one's psyche, manifesting in various emotional and physical symptoms. According to the NIH, traumatic events can include experiences such as natural disasters, acts of violence, and car crashes or other accidents. It is natural for a person to feel afraid during and after a traumatic situation. Fear is a part of the body's fight or flight response, which helps us avoid or respond to potential danger. Most people will recover from these symptoms and their reactions will lessen over time. While most individuals recover with time, persistent distress may signal post traumatic stress disorder. Seeking professional support is necessary if symptoms persist or intensify, as trauma can have a far reaching consequence. Recognizing the signs of trauma, both emotional and physical, empowers individuals to seek the help they need with proper care and support. Healing and recovery are achievable goals. Sit back and relax, immersing yourself in the journey that unfolds within the pages of this guidebook. Our aspiration is that upon completion, you will emerge as a more enlightened and empowered parent or caregiver. By exploring the contents here, we aim to equip you with the knowledge and insights necessary to navigate the interface the intricate territory of parenthood with confidence and proficiency. So take a moment to unwind and absorb the wisdom that awaits, knowing that each page brings you closer to become the best version of yourself in your role. Let this guidebook serve as your trusted companion on the rewarding journey of nurturing and supporting those in your care. So, I hope you enjoyed that introduction. So, in this book, again, The Parent and Caregiver's Guide Overcoming the Odds of Disabilities, Medical Challenges, Mental Health Disorders, and Trauma is a book that I collaborated with 12 other co authors, and we had a list of questions. I asked everyone the same questions. We answered them to really make it a well-rounded book, and it's from different perspectives. Um, everyone in the subtitle, every topic is addressed. We have mental health that was addressed. We have trauma that was addressed. We have disabilities, both physical as well as mental, as well as medical. So everybody will find somebody that they could relate to in this book. But I think what I think is the best part of the book for me is the fact that you're not alone on this journey and you have 13 people standing with you with their own individual stories of overcoming and navigating parenthood through the challenges and how we overcame. And believe it or not, despite the stories, I am so proud of this book because it is actually one of the most uplifting, positive books that I could have dreamed of creating, considering the subject matter, considering the challenges that each of us had overcame. And that, I believe, the reason why it came out that way is because we realize where there's life, there's hope. We realize in all things give thanks. We realize that with gratitude, it makes things that are not easy easier. And I think a combination of these things helps each of us to become overcomers and to be triumphant. And I'm so grateful that we all had a story to tell and we weren't ashamed to tell it. I'm so grateful that we all see the importance of pulling someone else along and the journey to support them. And I encourage you. If you are navigating the space of parenting or being a caregiver, whether you had the child from birth or later in life, um, it's all necessary. And guess what? Just because they turn 18 doesn't mean that it goes away. It doesn't mean that you don't still need support. It doesn't mean that you can't receive help. And that's why I created the space. That's why it's so important to me. My son is going to be 28 years old. I've already gone through this. But as he graduated school, it was different challenges. He's still fighting certain things, but guess what? So is my daughter, and so am I. If you're among the living, you're going to always be dealing with something because that's the way it is as being a human. But how you get through what you go through is what matters. How are you going to go through life? Are you going to live or are you going to exist? Existing means you just waking up every day and just doing what you need to do to get through the day. Living is you wake up every day with expectations for a good life, for a fulfilled life, for the journey ahead. So are you living or are you existing? If you are existing, what can we do to help you, to cause you to want to live and fight to live so you can have an abundantly blessed life and not just one where you're tolerating your days or your days are tolerating you, however you want to look at it. How do you want to navigate this world? And when you have neurodivergent children, oof, that can intensify the feeling of motherhood because I don't care if you have neurotypical children or you have neurodivergent children, you are going to be challenged. That's just the way it is. But when you have children with greater needs and greater challenges, the more challenged you are. And it dictates how you show up in life. So it's definitely not easy, but it's worth it. It's worth getting the support that you need so you can show up as the best version of you. I didn't have all this when I was raising my kids. And that's why this space is being created now because I don't want anyone to have to go through what I went through and feel alone. I am married. My husband was extremely involved. We parented together. I have and am blessed with still having both of my biological parents. And I have brothers, I have family, I have friends who show me love and support. And yet, and still, with all of that, I still have moments of loneliness, of feeling unsupported because they were cheering me on, they were praying for me, but they didn't always know what I was going through from experience. And sometimes when you don't have someone that's been there before, that's walked in your shoes, it can still feel isolating and alone. And I think there were times when I probably felt guilty for feeling that way because I did have the support and yet and still felt that way. But you know what? You have to be honest with your feelings. You have to be honest with yourself in order to heal through what you're going through, in order to navigate that space as best as possible. Like I said to you before, it's about progression and not perfection. We don't always get it right, but where there's life, there's hope. You can hope to get it right the next time. As good of a mother as I know I've been to my children, I still didn't get it right every time. And now that they both are grown, I hear stories as where I did miss the mark. And guess what? I share those moments with people because I want you to be better than me. If you can navigate life easier and more smoothly than did, then by all means, please do. Please do. I want to help people become the best versions of themselves, even in their parenting journey, so that they can help their children be the best versions of themselves. When you are an abundantly confident parent, that confidence exudes out of you and falls onto your kids. And you can help them too build their confidence because you know what you're doing and then you want to pour into your kids. So I encourage you, if you haven't picked it up already, I encourage you to go to my website, www.casenllc.com. That's CASENLLC.com and purchase these books. You could also go to Mothers of Exceptional Kids /shop and pick up all of the books. The reason why it's important, that's Mothers of Exceptional Kids /shop and pick up the books. The reason why it's important to pick them up is so you don't have to feel alone on your parenting journey because I've been there, these other parents have been there. We share our stories, and you don't have to navigate life alone. Again, my name is Dr. Myava Clark, and I help parents and caregivers of neurodivergent children find emotional support by and practical tools without burnout, while they guide their children towards meaningful friendships where they are celebrated for who they are and not just tolerated. I hope that you join me at my support group, MOEC, Mothers of Exceptional Kids. We meet every first Tuesday of the month at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Inbox me for the link or check the comments. We also have Connect and Thrive Parent Support, which is a 10-week group coaching with experts in the field that come and talk to you and help you on this journey. Again, reach out and get the information for that. Thank you so much. And until the next time, I'll see you later and have a great week. Bye.